Yo, 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 what's good? What's good, y'all? It's your man, Lance L. Boogie Jackson, baby. Yes, sir. Triple Threats Talk That Talk. We in the building. Yes, sir. We rough and raw today. Y'all see it. We all scruffy, rugged raw because we going to get down and we going to talk some nitty gritty right now while I got a few minutes. I'm actually going to get me another grill, man. Let me get out here. This weather's starting to break, even though we grill all year. But, about to go out here and grab me another little grill just so, spur of the moment. You throw it up and get rocking and rolling. You know what I mean? Yes, sir. But anyway, man, I just wanted to jump in a couple things real quick, man. Get some feedback from all my gurus out there. Um, oh, man, happy belated Mother's Day, man. All our mothers, not just in the group, but, you know, both near and far, all of you guys, man. I hope your moms, celebrated a wonderful Mother's Day. And also, I pray that those of us who, have lost our moms, man, we were able to get through the day with not as much, pain and sorrow, but, we were able to be happy at some point and celebrate, those great memories, man, of our loved ones, all right, and our moms. So, much love with that. And, but anyway, like I said, let's get into it. All right, what can we talk about, man? First thing we could talk about, I got a few topics in my head. You know what? Let's just talk about Westbrook for a minute. All right, I'm confused about the whole Westbrook thing. I gotta keep it a buck. I'm confused about the Westbrook thing. There are only a few of us who pretty much been Russell supporters. Now, not long ago, it seems like everybody was killing this kid. Oh, his triple doubles don't mean nothing. He padding stats. He chasing. He this. He that. His teammates don't even rock with him because he taking rebounds and steals and all that from them. And now all of a sudden, it seems like everybody is loving this cat. I don't get it. I don't understand it. I don't get it. Well, maybe I do get it a little bit because most of the people, they copycats, they regurgitate what's being spit out there. And because now that the league and media is embracing what he's doing, all of a sudden he's the new flavor of the month. However, just not long ago, he wasn't appreciated. So, I guess that's the nature of the beast. That's how it goes. It is what it is. But what he's doing, man, is phenomenal. I've always been a Westbrook supporter. I love the kid, what he brings to the table. Just a phenomenal athlete. His motor is unmatched. And that's why he's so successful. Now, we also had a little debate about him being a top 5 point guard. Now, that I never said, and I will never say it. As far as the game of basketball goes, there are a lot of guards who are better than him. There are guards that come off the bench and don't play a lot who are better point guards than Russell Westbrook. I think a lot of you guys misunderstand and misinterpret when we say best point guard. Doesn't mean a better player. But at that particular position, which a huge portion of that position, a large percentage of that is cerebral. Great point guards have great minds. Okay, and they lead their team. I'll take Russell in a battle with me any day. You know what I'm saying? However, if I'm looking for someone to lead my team, especially from a cerebral standpoint, I'm not calling on what Russell Westbrook is. Probably 20 guys I could call before him. I'm not saying literally 20 guys, because y'all be like, well, you said it 20 exactly. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm just kind of embellishing a little bit to make my point. But I'll call, there are a lot of other guards that I will call before him to lead my team as a guard. And also, what I think a lot of you guys don't realize, man, Russell is a 2 guard. Russell, Damian Lillard, CJ McCullough, Guys like those guys, those are two guards who just happen to be small and have to handle the ball and play the one, and they're good enough to play the one. You know what I'm saying? Because they can handle the ball well. Not being great decision makers. Those are scorers. Those are like natural scorers. And so we get confused because they play the point guard, they handle the ball, that they're point guards. No, they're not. They're two guards and point guard bodies. Simple. It's real simple. And if you know what you're looking at, you see it. If you know, you know. If you don't, it's cool. Other things. Luka is not a point guard. Stop it. Luka's not a point guard. LeBron's not a point guard. Ben Simmons is not a point guard. These are just bigger guys who handle the ball, much better than guys their size, much better than other forwards. So you can use it as a mismatch. But playing the point guard is a whole different animal. They can get away with it because they just bring the ball up and they can pass and get to the basket and stuff like that. But playing the point guard against really, really good point guards, it's hard for them to win. It'll be hard for them to beat somebody who's a great point guard consistently, especially a defensive-minded point guard, because they're not going to allow them to just run how they want up and down the floor. The LeBrons, the Lukas, the Ben Simmonses, it's not going to happen. They're not going to allow it. But anyhow, we back to the Westbrook thing. Westbrook, man, he's just a phenomenal person, man. I just love his energy and what he brings to the table, man. And we need to appreciate that before this kid is no longer around. Like, and we do that with a lot of players, man. We talk bad about them, and so it's hard to appreciate their greatness and what they bring to the table. So, but y'all let me know, what y'all think on this Westbrook thing, man. It was just weird to me to see all this so-called newfound supporters. Just a little strange. So, but that's that with Westbrook. Another quick topic. Knicks. Hey, let's talk about them Knickerbockers, baby. Hey, listen, man. One thing I think everybody can agree with about me, I don't discriminate, man. Like when you're doing the right things and you're doing well, I speak up on that. I salute that. You know what I'm saying? When you playing like crap, I acknowledge that too. I don't hate. I don't have an axe to grind because I'm a Laker fan. Doesn't mean every other team in the world stinks. No, you know what I'm saying? I'm one of the few people that I see, whether it's my favorite team, my favorite player, whatever it may be, when they not playing right, I could kill them. I could crucify them, and I'm okay with that. You know what I'm saying? And I go hard. I don't make excuses. I don't bite my tongue. I don't do that. I'm harder on my team than anybody else's. So ain't no hate here. However, a lot of y'all can't do that. Y'all make excuses for bad play, for underachieving, mediocrity. Y'all make excuses for that. I don't do that. I come from an era we wasn't allowed to do that. Wasn't allowed to do it. You get better. There's no excuses. Get better. And so when that ain't shot right now. Oh, that was a pass mark. But yeah, so when I see guys who they don't keep it a buck, they always changing up, or they got excuses for why their team didn't do well, or their favorite player doesn't do this or doesn't do that. I can't rock with that. Can't rock with it. You know what I'm saying? But again, it is what it is. That's how a lot of people work. That's how a lot of people move. Um, I'll pull over here. Yes, sir. I'm going to get my grill. But yeah, man, the Knicks, man, they looking good, man. Tibbs got them playing good. They working hard defensively. I watched them the other night against the Clippers, and was it the Clippers? I think it was the Clippers. Yeah, I think it was the Clippers they played. And it was impressive, man, because they don't really have any superstars yet. Julius Randle is still coming into his own. I've always liked him, even when he was a Laker. I thought if he kept working on his game, he could definitely become a mismatch. Just the way he moves, he's a lot quicker and a lot more agile than a lot of the fours. So I definitely thought that he had something there, and he's growing, man. But Randle has put in a lot of work over these last few summers. And now for him to be in a situation where he can actually get a chance to do it, that's a blessing. Because I'm going to be honest, if he was still in LA, see, it's easy for people to see a guy doing well and in one situation and then be like, if we still had him, see, he'd be doing this. No, that's not really true, because styles of play affect other players. Again, I'm going to say something, maybe some of you guys won't agree, but I'm a realist. A lot of these guys, if you notice, it was hard. They didn't play as well with LeBron. There's no knock on LeBron. LeBron, we know what LeBron is. LeBron's, all-time great. But his style of play affects a guy like a Julius Randle, because Julius isn't going to be able to get the ball and do what he does like he's doing in New York and go one-on-one or make moves or control offenses and have the ball this amount of times to be effective. Not going to do that in LA, because LeBron is going to have the ball. AD is going to have the ball, or what have you. So, it takes a certain kind of player to be able to play alongside, and not just the LeBron, like other, great players who dominate the ball. You probably won't see too many people be able, like, you probably wouldn't be able to see Julius Randle go to work like this with a Luka, because Luka has to have the ball. And that's not taken away from those guys' greatness. It's just saying that their style of play, is predicated off them holding the ball and creating for others, not allowing others to create on their own. Kyrie was a little different because he is a guard and he can get the ball, just as much. But even, in certain situations, LeBron had the ball, and then he would have to give it to Kai to let Kai go one-on-one to do his thing or whatever the case may be. So, a lot of different dynamics, man. It ain't just what you looking at. Basketball is a funny thing, man. People think it's just getting out there and shooting the ball. And that's what I be trying to explain a lot of times, man, from a cerebral standpoint. But a lot of people just see it as face value and just what it is. So much more. It's so many different games going on within the game that people don't catch. But, it is what it is, man. Especially this new era of basketball, when you try to tell somebody something you're hating, the truth has become hate. Craziest thing. When I was coming up, guys in my era, most of us are humble. Even no matter how good people in my era became in a sport or whatever it was you were doing, you still had the older guys that told you, yo, you ain't like that. You know what I'm saying? So we never got too big for our britches, as they say. We always remained students of the game, students of life. And I think that's what helped us to get better and better and better. Nowadays, when you try to tell somebody something, oh, he hating, and I'm like, you talking to grown people who doing their own thing in life. Why would I hate on you? You don't have anything. Why am I hating? It's the weirdest thing. I don't get it. And they'll go out and everything that you tried to explain to them will happen. It'll come to fruition. But they so caught up in themselves, they still don't even realize it. We had moments where we didn't want to listen, but then when we recognized it, because that seed was planted, we'd be like, oh, that's what they were talking about. We were able to identify and make the connection, and then either correct it and work on it, or go back to that person who was dropping those jewels on us and say, you know what? I know what you mean now because I was over such and such, and when I was playing, this happened, or it was a life situation and this happened, and I reacted this way, and I remember you told me, and it worked out exactly how you said it would if I didn't do it the right way, if I didn't handle it the right way. So, we had enough humility, to go back and continue to get that wisdom. Hard now, man. These kids don't want to listen now, you know. And it's not even just the kids anymore. Like, older people, they just don't want to listen. I don't know. I ain't even going to spend too much on that. Hard head make a soft. Y'all know what it is. Y'all know the saying. But what else, man? What else we got going on in the league or around sports, man? I saw something where they were saying at the Olympics, they were saying, Tokyo doesn't want us donning our Black Lives Matter apparel or something like that. Okay, that's fine. I don't even know why we get mad over stuff like that no more. Don't go. Yo, life's so simple to me, y'all. Like, maybe some of y'all may think it's too simple to me, but I'm telling you, life is simple to me. Like, I'm a problem solver. I'm not about to sit back or sit there and go back and forth with you over stuff that I can control or things that I don't have to do. Like, for example, the Olympic situation. Okay, y'all say that and that's how y'all feel. That's fine. I'm just not going. Okay, I won't go. Is that simple? Is that simple? When these coaches or these teams or these owners, do this or talk crazy, okay, that's fine. I'll do my own thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, for the life of me, I can't realize how we still put more value on everybody else, other cultures and races, more so than our own. When you look at most of these leagues, probably besides baseball or soccer, those two sports, and maybe tennis, like golf, but those types of sports, every other sport is dominated by blacks. So if that's the case, and they're giving us all of this flack and all of this trouble, and we're facing all of this inequality and injustice, why don't we just walk away from all of that and build our own? I know what y'all gonna say, well, the money and blah, blah. No, it's not about money, because we have more than enough multimillionaires and billionaires to do our own thing, where we don't need help or support from none of them. Our creative minds are immaculate. And listen, guys, when I say this, when we're bigging up Black Power, that's not talking down about other cultures. We're talking about this because it's an issue, and we're not getting our just due. So for all the people who are the non-black people, y'all, all lives matter, blah blah. Don't trivialize what we go through to that, because we already know that all lives matter. But in order for all lives to matter, the black life has to matter as well, and that's the part that a lot of people don't understand. You can't say all lives matter if ours don't matter, or whether it was white people or Asian people, like, Indian people, whatever. Like, if everybody's life doesn't matter, then no, all lives aren't mattering. You know what I'm saying? So, miss me with that nonsense. But however, we have to get back to being okay with doing our own thing, not feeling as though we need to be validated by anybody else. I'm not, and hear me clearly, I'm not speaking segregation. I'm not saying we need to just cut ourselves off from the world and don't deal with nobody else. It's not what I'm saying. But I am saying be okay with believing in yourself. Because before you can partner with anybody else or get anybody else to come aboard with what you're doing, you have to believe in something yourself, and you have to create something yourself. Unless I'm wrong, unless I'm misunderstanding something, and if I'm creating something and I go to somebody and I say, guys, this is what I'm trying to create, do you want to be a part of it? And they tell me no, I can't get mad. Okay, then I'll find somebody else. Or if I don't, but I'll just continue to do it on my own. It's just that simple. I don't understand why we have such a hard time with doing stuff on our own. I really don't. You know what I'm saying? But I think we need to do that. If we're having problems with the NBA, okay, guys, do something, work the contracts out or whatever, and form our own league. Form our own baseball league, soccer, golf, tennis. I don't care what it is. Form our own. We get caught up in thinking, oh, we ain't gonna make this much money. We ain't gonna do this. We ain't gonna do that. That's a lie. That's a lie. Because we are the draw. It is what it is. I'm not saying that to be arrogant or cocky or, and I'm not even saying that blacks are superior, but we dominate, especially the sports fields. We dominate those fields. And if we're not going to be accepted equally, then create our own where we don't have to deal with nobody else. And then if they come around, okay, cool. If not, okay, cool. They forced us into this way of life of doing for self, which is a great thing, keeps you independent. But we shouldn't be at a point where we're begging other people for inclusion, or we don't feel that like we have the same amount or value as another culture or another race. That's just absolute buffoonery. It's foolery. But we've been trained that way, years and years of being beat down mentally, spiritually, emotionally, religiously, through slavery. Like we've been beat down. So it's become a way of thinking for us, and it's generational now. Like we teach our kids generation after generation those same slave traits now today as we did back then, and we don't even understand why. It's just something that we did as growing up. Our parents told us to do and we did it. We ain't asked no questions, we just did it because they told us to. I guarantee you, if y'all sit back today and y'all go, you know what, it's a whole bunch of stuff that I do now that my parents just told me, and I don't even know why I do it. I just do it because they said it. Never questioned it, never thought of another way to do it, just did it that way. And sometimes I'm home or I'm with my kids or I'm doing something and it'll pop in my head and I'm like, well, why am I even doing that? Oh, because moms and dads said this is how we should do it. But now I'm kind of looking at it going, it's a better way to do that. Or that may not make as much sense. I could do it a better way now, more efficient. Weird. It's just weird, man. It's generational. So we got to get out of that mindset too. Open up our minds and do things a better way. Be open and more receptive to doing things a better way. Yeah, man. So that's that Olympic thing, man. I just wouldn't go. You could call it boycott. You can call it whatever you want. I ain't going. That's me. Like I said, y'all don't want me somewhere. I create my own. You know what I'm saying? I make more money in the long run anyway. Instead of giving you the idea, letting you make all the money off of it, and I do all the legwork, and show the burden of all the labor, while you sit back and just chill. Nah, that ain't how it's supposed to go. And historically, that's what's been happening to us. But what else? What else we got? What else we got out there going on? I'm just jumping on a few different topics. We gonna have a sit down and do a nice video with a few other things, a few other topics, and some more current events and current news and things like that. So y'all look out for that. Next few days or something. Your current teams, man. How you guys teams looking? Y'all know I'm a Laker fan. We stink. I've been saying it. Even with the bubble chip, I ain't satisfied. With the bubble chip. I still think we need quite a few pieces. AD, very good player, wonderful player. Just a little too soft for my taste. I don't like that soft stuff. Falling. I watched the kid set a pick the other night against a guard. Guard ran, hit the screen. He walked away, was like, rubbing his chest. I said, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? You would actually do that right now? Even if it did hurt, you don't do that right here so people could see you. You hurting? Different. LeBron, I don't know if it's a Laker thing, but I know it's definitely part of a LeBron thing. Um, I think they pretty much tanked for the season, and they're trying to control the narrative right now. Listen to me. I'm going to say something. You ain't gonna tell me a man who, and I know he's older now. You know, he's getting up there in age. Body ain't the same, but he spent millions of dollars on his body every year, and he's already a physical specimen by nature. There's no way on God's green earth that you can tell me that an ankle sprain had this kid out for 30 games. I don't understand that. Especially not with today's technology, all of the tremendous doctors and equipment and everything that you have access to. All the best of the best you have access to right there at your hands. And you telling me a sprained ankle took you 30 games to get together, then came back, wasn't going right, and went back out. But now, all of a sudden, it's back almost 100%, you good. I don't buy stuff like that. Okay? I come from an era of dogs. I played and didn't miss games with a fractured ankle. I broke my hand and cut the cast off and played. And we ain't even gonna talk about the millions of injuries, dislocated fingers. People know, y'all look at my fingers. My fingers is all crazy. But we played through all of that. So there's no way you could tell me that in the era that we're living in today, this modern era and all this wonderful technology, that guys are missing that many games. I'm talking about aside from like guys tearing, like major injuries, ACLs and broken this and broken that, and so that part I'm talking about. But like sprained ankles and sore fingers and thigh contusions, come on, man, like what are we doing? And also, I do this. I'll play devil's advocate. I'll do this as well. I do also understand part of that too, because what happens is these guys are businesses. They're commodities, all right, large commodities. And you have to protect your investments. I get that as well, but we're talking about, these aren't like injuries to where if they come back and play, it's just going to continue to get worse. You talking about just playing through a little pain. You know what I'm saying? So it's just I don't know, man. I guess it's just the game that we love, guys from my era and before. I guess we have to admit or accept that it's gone. It ain't coming back. At least no time soon. It ain't coming back. But I'm gonna tell you one thing. Anytime this new era get them throwback players are going to kill. That's why Westbrook is doing what he's doing. Y'all can say what y'all want. That's the main reason why Westbrook is killing the way he is. Now that's not, he can play. Don't get me wrong. He's a very good ball player. But if you break down his game, skill set on down, he's not a great ball handler. He's not a great shooter. He's not a great passer. And he has very low IQ. However, he has a motor that is out of this world, and he out hustles everybody. Russell Westbrook out hustles everybody. That's why he's getting these triple doubles like he is, because everybody else is out there playing at one speed. They jogging. Everybody trying to look cool. Everybody on stage. It's like they're playing and they know that they're being watched. So they want to look good for the cameras and for the gram and all of that stuff. That's how they play basketball today, because they know that they're being watched. When you watch that old school footage, they didn't care about the camera being on. They was for that 48 minutes, they were locked in and engaged at the task at hand. They were locked into the game. They didn't care about the camera being on, or the post-game interview or what you're going to say. That's what goes on now. In the game, they're worried about what's happening because I'm going to have to answer this question in the interview. I'm telling you. I know it. I can see it. I can read it. I'm telling you. what's going on. That's why I don't be surprised by the foolery. I already see it. Michael Jordan didn't go out and try to look good while he played. It just happened to look good what he was doing. But he didn't try to look good. When he went up for a layup and he did all of this old crazy stuff, he wasn't doing that to try to look good. That was just a move he did to get around people, and it happened to look good. Today, they trying to look good, and they don't even care if the move or the play is successful. It's just a whole different element to basketball now, the sports period, sports in general. You know, everybody wants a pat on the back for what they attempted to do, not for what they accomplished, for what they said they wanted to attempt to do. It's weird, really weird. I tell you, you know. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love this era. I love it. You know what I'm saying? The athleticism, just the new types of swag. I love all of that. It's refreshing, and it just shows, how, it changes from generation to generation and era to era. But what I can't take is the disrespect. And that's on both sides. I ain't never been one of them older cats who be like, oh, this generation just can't do this and can't do that. I'll explain the differences and why they're not successful at doing things now like they were back then. I'll explain the differences. But I try my best not to kill them and say, oh, they not this or they not that. Unless it's something that's, spot on. Like they don't do this anymore in this era like we did in our time. So, I'll do that. But I'm always honest. Like it's not no hidden agenda or, cats are jealous of this new era. But at least not with me. I can't speak for other people. But with me, that's not what it's about. You got to cherish and embrace the newness, the changes. And that's dope to me. The new creativity, but some stuff just no. It's a no go. No, some stuff we just not accepting. Like when you're messing up the game or you're tarnishing the game. There's certain stuff we just not dealing with. I don't care what it is. A lot of the young guys, they want all the glory without putting the work in. They want the glory without putting the work in. Hold up, before I lose my train of thought though, let me go back to Westbrook and and the hard work. That's why Westbrook is able to dominate like he is. He outworks everybody. That's why guys like Montrezl Harrell will always have a spot in the league. That's why Patrick Beverly, a guy like him, is in the league. He doesn't really have any kind of skill. None whatsoever. And this is no disrespect to Patrick Beverly. I know a lot of people don't like him and things like that. I like him because he gives all that he has. And he doesn't back down from anybody. That's a old school trait. Again, he's not talented. He can't shoot, he can't dribble, he can't pass, but yet he starts for a really good team. I know timing and all. There's so many different factors to go into this. But at the end of the day, this kid is in the NBA, and I'm sure you could probably go through any park or any school, any college somewhere from D1 to D3 and probably find a guard that plays like him or better and replace him with it. You know what I'm saying? And get the same production. Again, please, that's no disrespect to Patrick Beverly, not at all. But sometimes people are blessed with opportunity or they know people, right place, right time. Timing is a huge thing. It's so many things to go along with a person getting to certain levels. And I'm telling y'all from experience. So, we'll have another moment where we talk about that side of it. Because a lot of people don't really understand that side of it, the off the court game that goes on with professional sports. So we'll talk about that another time. But yeah, y'all, it's overall, man. I love where sports stand, and I love the bridge of socialism that's being connected to it. Because you can't have one without the other. We can't talk about how sports are great and it brings everybody together, and then people are facing racism and injustice. That it just doesn't add up. So I'm glad with all the stuff that's going on in the athletes standing up, not just shutting up and dribbling and all kind. For you to even say that to somebody is just bugged out. It just shows the privilege, But anyway, man, running here, man, grab this grill. But like I said, man, I just wanted to touch on a couple of quick topics, man, and see how y'all felt, man. So listen, do like they say, like I see in a million videos. I don't know what they talk about, man, but hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notifications, do all that kind of stuff. I'm still learning all this stuff, y'all. That's one of the things about being old. I used to be a technology dude too. I used to be up on all this stuff. Now I feel like a straight dinosaur, man. But I'm gonna learn it, y'all. I'm gonna learn it. Any of y'all got any words of encouragement? Well, if any of y'all got any things that y'all can help me with, as far as like, pointers and stuff like that, please do not hesitate, man. I'm a student of life. Please reach out to me and say, nah, Boog, do this, do that. You could do this, you could do that. Help me out. Help your man out. All right. Also, we starting up the, team triple threat basketball. And we added a girls side to it now. So we're looking for girls and boys, from 6th grade through high school. Hit me up. We also do personal training. Let me know if you got any kids that, want to learn, want to get better. And I do things the right way. I don't do all that, them bells and whistles and them silly tricks. We ain't doing none of that. We teaching kids the proper way from the fundamentals on up on how to play the game the right way and have fun at it as well. But we also going to use it to try to get our kids to the next level. And hopefully, man, they can earn a chance for somebody to give them a couple dollars towards school so they ain't got to pay or hopefully earn a scholarship or whatever the case may be. That's the end game. But if y'all know some people, hit me up. Also, man, we doing our fundraising, man. We got a lot of kids, man. Unfortunately, we live in a time, man, where a lot of kids can't afford these teams and these programs, man, but they don't run without money. So, if anybody wants to make a donation, hit me up. I'll give you all the information, the Cash App, the Zelle, and all of that stuff. Hit me up. I'll definitely give it to you if y'all want to help out. And we're also going to be selling. We have T-shirts for sale, headbands for sale. If you guys want to purchase, some apparel, please do so. That helps us out as well. And we just doing some great things, man. With our kids, man. We're seeing a lot of growth. We're watching a lot of our kids, man, who have graduated from the program and they're working, going to school. Some have graduating. There's just different stuff, man. So it's a beautiful thing to see kids that you've had when they were young, as young adults now, doing their thing, man. So it just gives us more motivation to continue what we're doing, man. And with y'all support, man, y'all help us out tremendously. So we want to thank y'all for that and want y'all to keep supporting. So again, man, it's your man Lance L. Boogie Jackson, man. Triple Threats Talk, that talk sports and news, man. I'm signing off. But listen, like I said, we'll be coming back to y'all soon with some more great topics and being a little more regular. I'm just trying to get my feet wet with all this stuff. All right, so I holler at y'all, man. I pray that you guys, your families, and everybody is safe and healthy and living life, man. Don't forget, keep God first and enjoy this life, man. Work hard, but play hard too, man. Y'all deserve it, man. Y'all beautiful people. Y'all deserve it. All right, I love y'all strictly from the heart. All right, we'll talk soon. 3's up. Later.